Right. Back to Rogue Trader. Quick drink. Sorry. So, we need to talk to people. Again.
Rogue Trader.
Sister Argenta looks tired. There are dark circles under her eyes. Her hair is somewhat disheveled, and she moves like she's a little on edge. You said you had a personal request for me.
I indeed have a request, Rogue Trader. The accursed servants of Chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in von Valancius territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the Rogue Trader could meet with the orphans?
I'll meet with them. No formalities needed. They are the children of the people who gave their lives to the von Valancian dynasty. My consideration is the least they deserve.
I will pass on your instructions. Thank you for taking my request to heart.
Ugh. Croaky. Okay, 4 clapped, the rest can be shot. The motley group of adolescents do not take their eyes off you, gazing at you as if you were a creature straight from a fairy tale. Indie vegetable. Sister has been keeping an eye on these pups. Albert glances at the gathered children. It's hardly the Scalora Petorum in here, but we have provided the orphans on this ship with adequate care and instructions. Argenta is standing at the side of the group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing, "Brave ones, the master of the ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe. By the Emperor's will, greet your Lord Captain, Rogue Trader of House von Valancia." You notice Infernus Master Endrich Montag standing a few paces away from the orphans. He watches you with approval and bows respectfully when you meet his gaze. I, Rogue Trader and Lord Captain of the ship, speak to you now. Your parents gave their lives for a just cause and brought honour to the von Valancia banners and those of the Imperium. I am proud of them. I believe that you will become worthy. Teenagers hang on every word with bated breath. Only a few at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed by your speech. One of the scowling visitors, with a thin scar across his face, tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died, and someone is coming to interrupt me as I'm recording. What a surprise. Oh. So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in their dozens for you noble lot, and you just give us speeches. Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flurry of emotion flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants both to calm him and scold him for his impudence. If you have things to say them without fear. I will listen. The boy smiles grimly. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back. And it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on this ship until we drop and die like our folks all were. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. It is not an easy thing to go through, but they gave their lives for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, for the Imperium. Do not speak of their honourable fate with anger and disdain. You heard the rogue trader? Her words carry wisdom of the Imperium. It's hard to say whether or not your words have left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly, then catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Albert gives a sign, and servants immediately emerge carrying packaged treats with Von Valancius embroidered on the wrappers. It appears that the seneschal came prepared for any contingency. Genta rubs her temples pensively. He smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement and then leaves the bay. Right, one issue down. Let's go to the void map. Let's see. Workload Major. Astropathic Station. Or Workload Minus. Unidentified Void Ship. And Prison. Go here first. Your captain, Astropac Choir Mastery Zachary Wes, is asking to speak to you private channel. Greetings, your ladyship. I can report that the choir is listening tirelessly to the Ministorum in the hopes of picking up voices from the dynasty's ships or worlds. However, we have heard nothing. We have heard something horrifying instead. Amidst the Ministorum turmoil, something is screaming. Screaming is driving your choir mad. Until it stops, we have no hope of contacting any of the dynasty's worlds. It is coming from the Royclid system at Astropathic Station. What is the nature of the scream? We do not know, your ladyship, but it was brought the Ministorum to a boil. It has always been violent, roaring ocean that could spell doom to any who would consider stepping into its water. Now, however, it has become a candle of madness where expelling images fuse together, twisting and crackling before crashing into the minds of all those who perceive it. Mighty warp storm, the likes of which cannot recall, rages in the Imperium, and it fills me with terror. If it seems stop, we will be able to contact somebody. I humbly hope so, your ladyship. Perhaps we will manage to send a call for aid to the von Valancius worlds or one of the dynasty's allies. We are going to pay a visit to the station. Thank you, your ladyship. First, or Captain reporting, the heralds of the Navas nobility continue to remain vox silence, perhaps due to Enric V's being off-limits visitors. We intercepted signals from the beacons drifting the station's orbit and demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around immediately. We have also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's dock. Presumably, it is the remains of interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed Navis nobility house requires aid and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmissions. Order the Argo crew to scan the station. Yes, Lord Captain. The Vox remains silent for a while, but then you hear static and Vigidis's measured voice. The officers from the Auger crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note where distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. We were able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still active, but many compartments are underpowered, some fully depressurized. The signs of biological activity are largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned. The question remains why the esteemed navigator's heralding. We will not invade the Navis nobility station without first acquiring official approval. Lord Captain, only the navigators are blessed with the gift of steering ships through the Imperium. Anyone else would succumb to the same nightmarish influence. Projects of the crew projects on the crew and vessel. To attempt to travel traversing warp space without a guide is fool's errand. Forgive me for intruding, Lord Captain. It feels as if my duty to remind you that the Navis nobility are a highly respected crew of the Imperium. Humanity's guides through the warp. Power-up status of a High Navigator House is akin to that of your Protectorate. To aid them in their hour of need is to acquire an influential ally. Contact the station again. I will negotiate personally. Box relays. Cadent sound of grinding gears. Click tumblers. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The station does not reply even after official greetings by a rogue trader, clear and declaration of your intent to negotiate in person. Order the crew to dock now. Affirmative, Lord Captain. We don't know what is happening on the station, so you will have to look at the steam navigator's blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path. I don't want to dock. I want to go here. First, I want to go do the prison planet.
Repentance in prison is but a weak shadow of a true transformation of the soul. Only in battle, by abjuring the flesh and cloaking the soul in flame, can one earn absolution.
Here.
Sometimes it suits the Imperium's functionaries to have a criminal spend the rest of his days toiling in a pit, working for the good of the righteous, until his last breath.
Going to escort everything is calm on my end. Get out. A young woman stares at you, adjusting her uniform nervously. Your ladyship, 1,000 pardons if I address you improperly. Have you come on behalf of Governor Mendrick, or are you here on other? If it's the latter, you ought to know that there's been a riot at the local prison. Quite dangerous. I'll teach this riff a proper way to address softly. Albert glares at a woman with his brow furrowed. Officer, the person before you is Kinokon von Valancius, a rogue trader. Although you are, from what I gather, a subject of another dynasty, you would do well to introduce yourself with proper decorum. At once, sir, the woman stands to attention. Captain Rachel Kari, servant of House of Winterscale, the pilot of this shuttle. It is an honor to be greeting Her Ladyship von Valancius. I have no time for long-winded talks. Brief me on the situation ahead, and do so, nice. Reporting there's been a prison riot on the planetoid, led by a prison warden himself. My lord, over in Winterscale, son of rogue trader Calagos Winterscale, went to parley with him. Why would Winterscale have felt the need to parley with the distant? She sighs quietly. It's a personal matter. Master Castagala, the seditious warden, is Lord Avalon's childhood friend. When my lord heard of the riot, the news saddened him greatly. So he rushed here without delay, hoping to bring his friend to sense no. First Winterscale of my memory prefers to talk rather than shoot and slash. He smiles slightly. You're quite right. Young Lord Winterscale is not his father's shadow. If he is determined to save his friend, he will try to do so, no matter what obstacle gets in the way. I'm looking for a man named Hendrik von Carlos. He is here, perhaps? Unless he's one of the prisoners or guards, then it seems unlikely. There are no shuttles or working order other than yours and mine. There is nothing else anyone could have used to reach his place. The warden himself is leading the riots? Yes, she bites her lip. No one expecting this. Master Castaglia is a nobleman from a respected governor house and a vassal of House Winterscale. All of a sudden, he proclaims that Rycliffe was now his personal domain and that prisoners were his subjects, that he would never bow to anyone again. Pure heresy. I take it they were looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel. What kind of man was Boswell Bowl, Baron Rock? Is there anything else we should be apprised of before we set out? Some rebels have holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but given that the only way through where negotiations are taking place, I would expect heavy resistance. Please be cautious. Please take caution, Your Ladyship. Lord Winterscale's guards mined the entrance so that the rebels couldn't get to the shuttle. I have no more questions. You are excused. Boone freezes for a moment and asks suddenly, Your Ladyship, if I may have a moment to talk. I wouldn't ever have dared to trouble you with my personal matter, but the situation in any case. Have you been to the capital on Rockland Minus yet? I want to ask if you saw a man there, a communication officer by name Jasper. I have not been to Rockland Minus yet, so I know nothing of your officer's fate. That's a shame. Maybe the Emperor kept that fool from harm. Thank you for your time, Your Ladyship. I don't dare delay any further. Good luck to you, Your Ladyship. I will contact Lord Overrun's party over Vox and inform him of your coming.
The Emperor favors me today.
I always keep my options open. What a peculiar thing!
Argenta, don't you find it difficult to be without your sisters? You are a soldier without a squad.
I will fight alongside my sisters again. But my present fate is not a burden to me. No matter where I go, or who I am with, I bring death to heretics. That is what matters. I woke up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby. A child was saved from death. 1,000 heretics were burning alive, begging and sobbing and howling.
Bullshit, why me? Why? I missed my drive-in payment 20 years ago. 20 years. The Inspector Rick got lost somewhere in the bowels of Ministorum, was lying there this whole time. They made sure to remember to tack on these fines every month. By the time they found the blasted paper, Barmy informed me the total sum was so obscene it would take me 3 generations of my descendants, if I had any, pay it off. My fate was sealed. Trial, sentence, prison, all because of some daft rotter who shoved my paper in the box. To be fair, I think I got off plenty easy. My bed in the barracks is about as hard as a slab of concrete. Got home. Working in the quarry isn't much tougher than my old job. The rules, boy, take me. That old sod, that Governor Reichland minus, bloody sadist by comparison. Goes on forever. Hello. How are you? It's a strange old place. I haven't been beaten once yet. The guards bark orders all the time, but they never hit us. They also got us this kind of inner circle of special chosen prisoners. Dogmatic, they call it. If you can get in, Emperor as my witness, you can get actual days off. They let you out of your cell and into the yard by the big barracks, and I tell you what, they let you rest there and feed you better than whatever swill they give you in the canteen. They told me it's to improve our motivation and all that, to foster a strong desire to reform and become worthy servants of the Imperium once more. But I know it's for what it is. Just a club for Warden's favourites. The same story as everyone else. Look up people in power. Get some swanky perks. They say the whole thing was a warden's idea. Funny man, our warden. He looks more noble than nobility itself. Tall, groomed, teeth even, eyes burning, boots so polished you can see yourself when you move to lick them. But that nutter doesn't much want people licking his boots. He walks around looking like he's deep in thought, all right, and only a couple of guards at his side. He sometimes, if you can believe it, walks prisoners. What's your name? He asks them, all quiet like. Why were you condemned? Do you feel remorse? He never even yells at no one. Never orders them to flogged. Instead, he doles rewards out to the special ones. Keeps telling us things like how we should strive to make society believe in us again. Whatever you say, Master Warden. Starting tomorrow, I'll try joining these mites yours. I'm stuck here till the day I die, and that means no return to society for me. But with the Emperor's help, who might just join the ranks of local elite.
Carry the Emperor's will as your torch.
I'm at your service.
Join me in prayer. I better myself through my service.
Right.
Is there money to be made?
Ambush.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Surrender to the dark powers!
Yes, that needs tutorial. Right. We can move, start battle. First. Right, now these are... forwarding on...
Cover me! On it! Be gone!
Out of my way!
Oh, he didn't like that.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Chaos!
Son of a bitch.
Time to slaughter someone.
The little bastard with Granny.
Follow my lead. I will do my duty. It will be done.
Death to non-believers!
Everyone's trying to kick me.
It's as good as done.
I took care of this one.
I'll make it happen. On it.
Right.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury!
Wink.
Faith without deeds is worthless. I will not! I'll do it.
I will go.
I am his will made manifest. That is not the Emperor's will. Doubt is for the weak.
I serve the ruinous powers!
I've suffered worse.
Ah!
You sort of managed to hit me.
Will do.
Anything else?
I am your doom.
My ears are ringing.
That's a compliment. Ow!
Victory is reduced to dust. It will be done. Brace yourself,
to the weak.
Avalon.
Who, if not me?
Will do.
You.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
It's
There is movement in the Empyrean.
to 18. 38.
Ah!
12.
Ah! Scared yet?
Chaos
Pain and
guides
duty
me.
go hand in hand.
This guy's a dick. Right. Boost.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature. You never stood a chance.
As the Emperor commands, I act. guided by faith. Each strike is a prayer.
Get close. Medium armor.
Let us not dawdle.
Good. Well, thank God this one's shorter. Ha ha ha, I swear, the Emperor hasn't forsaken me. Guess who just came down the shuttle's gangway among the fresh batch of prisoners? Cleansing. Throne damn William. Former administration clerk. No, the clerk. The very same scum who lost the writ about the missing payment. He's the reason I'm in this hole. Don't know what they threw at him for, but I've never felt better in my He's not just behind the same bars as me, he's fresh meat, and I am a venerable optimist, respected by everyone in this colony. The warden just came up with new improvements from now on. Anyone who underperforms, misbehaves, or causes trouble in any other way is to be punished by the community, specifically by the local and best brightest. Yours truly, the Optimites. The last two sods who failed to meet the quota were stripped naked, whipped and thrown into cages, big barracks. What's there? That's where they have to eat, sleep and shit. Now with everyone watching, I thought to myself then, that isn't right. They've taken these punishments too far, but now, just you wait, you piece of grog shit. I'll get you for something those cages are calling your name. He's changed, hasn't he?
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Grenades at me.
Hey, your virtuousness. How are you doing?
I was born to wage war against darkness. I am always doing wonderfully when danger is near.
And here's the food room. Key. Oh god, it's another long one. Why do they have to be so long? I'm scared. I should have known all that charity from the warden was going to bring nothing but trouble. No noble, no matter, no blarmy would pull anything of the sort, but this man. Started with little things. The warden would come by to talk. He did. Except he used to ask us questions before. Now he was mostly gushing sermons. Some gibberish about the path to purgation, the sanctity of sacrifice, seeing with the blinded eyes. I listened and nodded. Yes, Master Warden. Of course, Master Warden. He could say whatever rubbish he wanted, as long as the tasty Optimites meals kept coming. I thought everyone else was doing the same, nodding just to please the big man. I was wrong. After that, people in the barracks started yapping on about purgation and blindness too. Apparently, us Optimites were no longer just the warden savers. We were Emperor, forgive me, prophets of some kind of were meant to save the rest of the sorry lot. Or awaken them, or make them see. Some rubbish. Lines. People are now supposed to make sacrifices to the Optimites. Yesterday, a sap who slept in bed under me in my first year cut off his own damn ears, crawled on his knees towards me, handed me the ear, begged me not to forsake him. The faithful hour came. What in the throne am I supposed to do with an ear? Why is every single one, staring at me all the time? The one said the time was nigh, that fate has truly great things in store for the Ottoman. I went to look how my good friend Clenstein was doing. He hadn't spoken for 3 months, ever since I had all his top teeth ripped out. He spoke today. He looked straight at me and said, "Dead man." I kept hitting him until it hurt me. Not my fist and feet. Now my fist and feet are all bruised. Half the barracks stood there and watched and prayed. Scared. Sounds like a Saturday night. Sounds like a Saturday night. War.
Failure is just a temporary setback.
I failed. I rolled an 85 and an 80.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
My brother, in the dawn is nigh. The Optimites will guide us into the new experience. Yes, yes, dear brethren, a taste of my steel. Oh, now I've longed for this, my dear brethren. Thank the throne, normal looking faces. We thought we were going to die here with these nutters. An old man with a gaping toothed smile drops his weapon and holds his hands in a placated gesture. Please don't shoot us. Yeah, Nolus. Let us speak a word. Well, this is a welcome change. Talking before shooting. Still, Lord Captain, the looks of this ragtag bunch hardly inspire trust. Give me a reason not to execute you on the spot. Here's the deal. We're honest, quite immature. We wouldn't want to rot, but well, sitting it out wasn't really an option either. The Warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join the festivities, so we had to. You know, play along. But that's all it was, play. We never meant to offend, no offence to Governor Mardruk, nor to the lawful authorities of House Winterscale. Give us a chance there. We just want to wait until everything blows over and we go back to our cells quietly and rest. Go back to our cells and quietly do the rest of our time. A repentant, honest heretic. How novel. Written by Albert's tone, Seneschal is utterly unimpressed by the old man's grenade. If I spare you, what do I get for it? Now, how can lowly jailbirds hope to thank your noble self? I have an inkling. You see us here, we're how do we put this, different from the rest of the prisoners in this place. They were all petty thieves from Reichland Minus. Debtors, gutter snipers. There's no one serious. Now we are cut from a different cloth altogether. We're fortune seekers from the void. Why don't we tell you where on Footfall Station, you know Footfall, the only shipyard of the best market in all the Kronos expanse. Yes, so where on Footfall you can get some very serious business-minded people, and you can get yourself very special discounts on them on the very same special goods. Kind of serious. The most serious kind, you nobleness. Have you ever heard of the Fellowship of the Void? It's the largest pirate alliance in the expanse. There is no leader, of course, but there are some terribly serious captains who decided that cutting each other's throats over loot was, what do you call it, counterproductive. But cutting throats together, now that's anti-counterproductive. And while their joint efforts leave them with an excess of spoils, though they needed to dispose of it somehow, and I, your nobleness, just happen to know someone who handles such kinds of dealings on behalf of various series. Okay, I'll spare you. Oh, that's so great, you're here, your nobleness. That's great. Now, there's a true aristocrat, not that warden creep. Now then, your nobleness, where was I? If you're ever on Footfall Station, there's a district there, the Shadow Quarter. It's called that because it's located behind the statue of Our Holiness Emperor. I've known folks who call it something else, also on account of it being behind the statue. Don't repeat those mistakes, I tell you. Reveist, Perima, Hieromus wasted no time finding and burning them all. Forgive an old man for getting distracted, so... Football, the Shadow Quarter, there's a bar there, built in the remains of an old ship, and in that bar, in the back room, a certain Reslia does her business. Tell her Grandpa Bachrul says hello, you'll be her favourite client in the blink of an eye. There we were. Ah, well, you know us, we'll get going. You don't mind? Changed my mind. By his name, I will not let heretics riffraff such as yourself leave this place alive. I've become so evil.
Duty prevails.
Another exit.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
I always have a backup plan. Well, what do we have here?
Here's some upgrades. Oh look. Oh, we got some flak armor. Like that. That's better. Nope. This wasn't any better. Kind of shit. Give her a las gun for now because of the reduce Dodge. Sure, so that's got to be Abelard. He's got a heavy. Give him a faux hammer for now. Serrated mono knife. It is better than his chainsword, but it doesn't have the AoE on it. Like staffs. I will put that in the second slot. Oh, I'm perplexed now as well. God damn it.
What advice do you seek? Let's patch you up.
I owe you a debt. Keep your wits about you.
Dead naked people over here. Lady von Valancia, my greetings. May the light of the eternal terror shine forevermore. The young man before you offers an impeccable courteous bow. He then straightens his back and looks you in the eye as show, not as to show defiance, but with cool confidence. It is the gaze of which one glances as Everin Windscale, younger son of Pelagos Windscale, at your service. Lady Kinokon von Valancia, I am pleased to make your acquaintance. As am I. Everyone's voice is soft, immaculately polite. Please accept my apologies for the slightest breach of etiquette. Here and now is not neither the best place nor time for a protracted assembly. Is there anything you can tell me about the Navis Nobility station in the system? I know more than most, but less than one might expect. Our navigators are truly recluse. Everyone stops for a moment and glances forward. You can see in his heart aching to continue further into the prison, but he suppresses the urge to rush off. Enric 5 station is the sovereign demise of Navigator House Oslo. As I said, they are remarkably recluse, unwilling to interact with anyone, even the system's governor. However, House Oslo has a direct agreement with House Windscale. Several navigators of the house serve my father's ships. That is why I gained I am granted personal access to the station for emergency situations and important negotiations. I have been to the station twice. Alone, it is the Master's demand that even guards and servants be left on the shuttle. By the throne, it is a bizarre place. Inexplicably, my emotions would shift from sudden trembling to carefree jubilation. For what reason, I cannot say. The station was far from uplifting. Every servant who tended to me there had their tongues amputated. Well, I doubt such details of interest to you. Once we are done here, I can try to contact the station and request access for you as well, but I am most certain it will be for naught. Allow me to use your access codes. My navigator is dead. If I fail to find a new one, the very first warp jump could spell disaster for my ship. As an omen and a sign of the rogue trader house, you are obliged to aid. There's a long pause. Everyone peers at you, weighing something in his mind. Eventually, he lets out a sigh. It is an obtruse task trusting someone at first glance, but I have a good feeling about you, Lady von Valancius. After all, people in our position can afford to be candid with you. Absolutely not. They absolutely cannot, Albert mutters, barely audibly. Later, the Orsulus have been acting even more strangely than usual. They changed their access codes with unremarkable frequency. Right before I left the Rockland affiliate, my comlink received a message. How can I blind and see the starry sky? I presume it's a new passphrase. If it's a little help to you, you may have my apologies. Navigators are peculiarly rude. Iliad leans close to you and whispers, condescending, conspiratorial tone. Lord Captain, while he's being all nice, why don't you ask him if we could borrow a few teensy planets here? Later, if he asks them back, he'd be saying, can't remember when you left them. Trust me, works every time. Really might burn that witch. Really might have to burn that witch. Let's not discuss the matter at hand. You are Yes, let's not discuss the matter at hand. You are here to end the riot, are you not? Indeed. It is a personal matter, if you will, and not simply because this incident occurred in a system that belongs to my father. Prison warden. He used to be a close friend of mine. I want to give him a chance to come to his senses, lay down his weapons and stop this senseless uprising. The warden is clearly not a sound mind. He performed inhuman experiments on prisoners, acts of sheer brutality. Experiments, atrocities. I believe you, but that sounds nothing like him. For as long as I've known him, he had always been a thinker, a dreamer even. He would dig up these ancient books, study societal models and theories. He would He was obsessed with ideas. There are priests within the ecclesiarchy who would call it heresy to view the society of the Imperium as anything but perfect. However, I believe that and only wanted what he thought was best. I only wish I knew where the road had taken. You hear Idris scoff. Yeah, I've known a few dreamers like that myself. They always want what's best, but somehow it always ends up in heresy. Back on my wall, there was this big shot who was really into dental hygiene. Spare his people the pain. He started pulling out all their rotten teeth, but he got slightly carried away and started pulling healthy ones too, sometimes along with the jaw. Preventative care, he called it, but a mob of toothless servants ended up tearing his kindly headed clean off. It was preventative too, you see. That little noggin of his was rotten through and through. A rebellion against lawful authority is heresy. Extending clemency to a heretic, are you in your right mind? There was his head instantly. He is my friend, and my father's vassal. I do not deny his guilt, but I intend to give him the chance to atone for it. You came here with naught but a single shuttle worth of guards. Do you not think it foolhardy? So do you. Everyone smiles. I had my doubts, of course, but I am not Governor Mo. I refuse to sit idly in the safety of the bunker. I wanted to do something, and I thought arriving with that light escort would show Faragon the sincerity of my intentions. Had I arrived at the head of a whole union, it would not, or assuming this was an assault. Where is he now? He's holed up ahead, a further below. We exchanged a few words over Vox. He said he would meet me in the quarry behind the prison building. Strange truce and negotiations, but those were the conditions. There's a worry on his face. In that case, I shall accompany you. I must admit it, I do appreciate the company. His prison is giving me a strong sense of unease, but Lift cannot support both our parties. You are going ahead. Wait for me in the quarry, I will follow shortly.
Unexpected result.
I always keep my options open.
The Emperor favors me today.
Let's give him some grenades. No one's got grenades. Like fire. Auto. Dust cloud. A fourth. Forward can take force grenade.
Let us not dawdle.
Right, motherfuckers. Wooden Custody. Everything in the appearance of the man walking towards you, even his gestures and very demeanor, speak of birth. The creature, a stark contrast to his hair, matted knot that clearly has not seen a brush in humbly and filthy clothes. His face pale, eyes burned feverishly. Who are you? I was expecting my friend Everin, not an intrusion. Then your wait is over, and Everin takes a step forward. However, I do not come alone. I am accompanied by the Honourable Lady von Valancius. And shoots you at piercing gaze. I should have guessed. What do you want? Enemy of Aurora? Who is Aurora? Oh, so you managed to barge in here, fear with the prophetess sign, without even knowing who she is. But it is too late. Now you will never attempt to fight. All you can do is accept your fate. It suddenly stirs like a predatory beast. I do not like it when people take the prophetess's Aurora's name in vain. I desire your death, enemy of the truth. Wait! The warden raises his hand and maimed people start thrashing about on death rows. The time for words has passed. Ophthamites, give your power to the harbingers of Aurora. Let our foes see the truth and become washed.
I'll make an example out of you!
Your Emperor won't save you!
He's up there. Yes, the sniper's gonna go. It's Argenta. Over here. A brick. We go here. Can over. Go here.
I bring ruin.
My faith shields me!
Chaos guides me!
Can.
I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it.
Out of my way!
Wow.
Out of my way!
I've suffered worse.
Right. Bit protection. Fuck you.
Ah!
Wait, Albrecht.
Death to non-believers!
Oh, my ears are ringing. We're at a tactical disadvantage.
Bug up.
Crush the feeble!
I am ready for whatever comes.
Are you not?
I'll make it happen.
Especially I didn't even save.
I will do my duty. It will be done. I took care of this one. Indeed.
It's as good as done.
Weapon at the ready.
Don't hide.
I serve the ruinous powers.
A tactically sound approach. Victory is imminent.
Hold on.
Just a minor setback.
Let's make it quick.
Gah! For the glory of my
I
master!
I
suffered
serve
worse.
the ruinous powers. Ah!
Give us some protection at least.
What is this foreboding? Be gone! Anything else?
On it.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Accept your lot.
I will do my duty.
Ah!
It will be done.
Ah! My faith strengthens me.
But shoot your own friends.
At your beck and call.
Let's get to it. Here we go.
Can't do it. 40.
I know what is to come. But of course,
My ears are ringing. It will be done. That's not the Seneschal's job. Indeed.
Let's get to it.
Gah!
A temporary setback.
Out of my way.
Now that all those are dead, I can just kill him.
they who discern the future own the battlefield. Was that you?
Himself
Or-
in defense.
Let's make some opportunities.
Too far away.
Just need to tough it out.
My place is at the fore. Reduced to dust.
Hold
Oh,
on.
bugger.
Stop
In defense.
mocking me.
Let's make it quick.
Anything else? On it. Ha!
I don't need luck. I have strategy.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Bastards.
An exemplary strike. Victory is imminent. Ah! Time to redouble our efforts.
Let's get to it.
I am your doom.
I took care of this one.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
Oh, the Rogue Trader is about to go down. Again.
Follow my lead. I will do my duty. Injury is not an excuse to shirk one's duty.
Here we go.
Kill was stolen by an enforcer after everyone went down. It's like, oh, just waiting for me to die. Averin approached the body of his friend, laying silent for a moment. Then he looked at the quarry. His gaze is dark. Everything here must be purged with fire. And what have you done? Curious indeed, just what exactly have they done here? I do not know, nor do I want to know. These ravaged people, this strange glass, all this talk of Aurora. There are absurdly clear signs of lunacy and heresy. I wish I could have understood how the man I knew came to be this way, but one should not peer into this. You got that right. The abyss happily swallows up wretched commoners and polished aristocrats alike, and it, like naive idealists, best of them. Idria smiles bitterly at Everin, turning her gaze to the remainder of his former friend. I invite you aboard my ship, Everin. I would like to continue our acquaintance. I thank you for the invitation and I accept it gladly. I will arrive by my shuttle for a while. If you'll excuse me, I would like to be alone for the time being. So let's see, I've got skill increase and a talent. Voice of the command, is that based on fellowship? Nope. No fellowship for me, I'm an officer. Officer resolved increased by 3. That is tempting. There's some fellowship. Great for me. Nope. It might be useful later, but currently no, because I can't really spend all my points. Based on willpower. Lasting impressions. Half of the bonus granted by voice of command remains until the end of combat. This bonus does not stack with itself or with other bonuses granted by voice command. It does count as an officer's ability effect for the purser for talent effects. Officer makes whenever officer uses an ability, a fellowship goes up by 5 into combat. Voice command is boosted by fellowship here. Right. No. First reload costs 0. Only 5% at the moment. Not push. Don't increase resolve by 2. 20% armor versus whoop and late. The shield. Idea lets me chuck a grenade. Extra. We'll go over lasting impression. And I want willpower. Ballard. What am I going to do with Abelard? Space. Strength. Plus forceful. Back. Let's strike. Weapons. Violence. Like reckless. Browse. Yeah, I do. Probably won't be with me for long because she'll be getting burnt. Passive learning. Oh no, she needs. I know. Paying channeling or sending excess damage over. Oh no, where is it first? Is it not on the skill tree of this one? The one for range. Ah, on here. Plus 5. Based on perception. Argenta wants ability. He wants dash. Or controlled shot. Also annoying. So dash for now. Put the rest of his loot. Your eyes are drawn to the shards of an enormous lens scattered around the broken device. At first, you are uncertain as to what troubles you, but suddenly the realization hits you. Glass shimmering in its unique way, just the same way a shard of the unknown broken object you found near Theodore von Valancius. What's the matter, Lord Captain? Why are you so interested in? Albert trails off when he notices what you're looking at. Instantly makes the connection. By the Imperium Saint. Cannot be. Adrian bites her lips. I see it too. Whether that thing is in a study was made from the same material as. What? As it lost for words, he takes a moment to collect himself and all at once then starts pouring out in a hasty sputter. It's a mistake, slander meant to blemish the good name of a person who is now dead, cannot even defend herself. First, those minions of the arch-enemy murdered the Lord Captain Theodora, and now this cannot be tolerated. I will not tolerate it. Come on, Albert, remember what she was like. Idria smiles, betrays her grief, but at the same time, strangely enough, brazen, assertive, it was like her entire life was a race against fate till fate caught up with her in it. She would have gone head first into a black hole if she had thought it would put her even one step ahead of out in the plans. If we could just find out what she was keeping in her desk, why she went to get it during the attack. Sister Argenta's beautiful face is full of grief. How bitter it is to know that you were born from bad blood. But do not let this knowledge drag you into darkness. Sister's words ring with genuine, sincere hope. You are blessed with worthier fate. She does not appear to be shocked by the news of Theodore's possible heresy. Life must be so easy for your sanctimonious preachers, dubious trinket, and you no longer see a person, you see bad blood, an annoying hindrance. There's enough venom in Idria's poison in her regiment. Jello coils, but the next moment her dark eyes ignite with fury. How dare you abolish me? We are speaking of abetting the arch enemy. A person who has tainted themselves first can never justify their actions. Surely I go through all the trouble of trying to make sense of anything when you can just label them a heretic and call it a day. Except, my dear, I seem to remember that you didn't mind Theodora so much while you were on board the ship. You didn't leave her side for even a moment. She rescued you, aided you, and you adorned in your adoration, wilted the moment you heard an accusation sullying her memory. You weren't surprised or upset. You just gave up on her, moved on. Which you are walking a fine line between outbursts of heresy and the barrel of a bolter. Shut your mouth before I shut it for you. But she, a look from that makes her immensely bite her tongue. Sorry, Lord Captain. Bloody witch.
Is there money to be made?
Goes on my ship out. Our shipping up the door. Oh, these bloody wounds. I wish to collect remaining trophies and leave the area. Permission to report, Lord Captain. Over the past few days, I've received several messages from different decks, complaining about anonymous behaviour in the ship's cogitators and servitors. Machine spirits are restless and rebellious. No technicality or ritual or pacification can rid them of this obscenity. Tech priests can deal with the vessel's systems, but the servitors, they make an error in their tasks, disobey orders, change the assigned rituals, or sometimes downright freeze as if in a trance. A click comes through the Vox channel, followed by a wary sigh. Lord Captain, occurrences such as these are caused by errors in the cogitator, calculations, or have some other sensitive explanation. I beseech thee not to take after those who whisper about ships being cursed or possessed. Idria joins the channel and chimes in playfully. Oh, don't start, old man. All these peculiar happenings have long since turned into local legend. Door slams shut, the lumen starts flickering. Folks have grown used to all of that, though our resident ghost has decided to up the ante. I'm telling you, things are only going to get worse from here. Technomats inspect the servitors and conclude they pose no danger. According to the servants of Omnisire, such behaviour is caused either by the echoes of the minds not completely eliminated or the manifestation of a machine spirit will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew's task considerably more difficult. I, Factorum Journalist Danrock, would like to discuss how we should deal with the defective property. He is awaiting your audience on the bridge. Check out the unidentified ship. Box crackles to life. Mass Helmsman addresses you. What do we have here, Lord Captain? It's not very noticeable, but a void ship sitting in the local asteroid field. I'm not quite sure, like it's huddled up there on purpose. Not like I'm surprised. Thing is more scrap heap ship at this point. Somebody sure went to town on it. We are registering critical damage to the hull, depressurization on several compartments. Oh, and there's an incoming transmission now too. Hear us, a box transmission hisses, abruptly cuts to the static. Do not require assistance. Pete, do not require assistance. Copy. Box relays a different voice. Keep following. They'll pass us by, won't they? Rort protects. Lord Captain, I am told August cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there is an unidentified and badly damaged vessel within the asteroid field colony that is refusing to help, which, not to put too fine a point on it, has not yet been offered to them. However, can we establish communication? Let the vessel identify itself. Yes, Lord Captain. The connection is established. Unknown vessel. We are receiving you. Identify yourself. I repeat, identify yourself. For a brief moment, the Vox hisses and snaps, and then several voices at once start shouting at one another. Do not tell. Tell him. We are done for. This is Thunderfang. We are. One of the voices falters unnecessarily and is replaced by another. A merchant's vessel. Do you copy? We are a private chart vessel. A merchant vessel? Of course they are. Damn my stupid head. Where did I hear that name before? Thunderfang. Aim gun on my order. Aim weapons, target the Thunderfang. Your ladyship, please restrain your anger. The void ship has a spacious hold. Perhaps it would be willing to establish trade relations. Let us at least find out who they are before you smite them or your righteous fury. Fine, Danrock, you have your way. Main gun deck, belay my order. May the God Emperor bless your wisdom. Brother, a damage report on the unknown vessel. Telemetry shows multiple hull breaches, most likely caused by guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. The main bridge has been almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Somebody gave them a thrashing so solid they barely managed to limp away. Thunderfang, why can't I identify you? You can make out a horse of furious even over the crackling of the setting. Why? I don't know. What if? Certainly not. The whispering dies and a clear, youthful voice cuts through the static. A vessel is badly damaged. A mage is preventing the correct in identification. We assure you, seafull vessel, merchant vessel, Thunderfang does not require aid. Vessel is badly damaged. What happened to you? Fox responds by blistering into a canopy of sound, words and emotions. Zombie chuckles briefly. Another swears with the foul expletives, yet another hisses, furiously demanding that the others shut up. You can make out little from all the noise. We were just flying, minding our own business, straight out of the blue. Opened fire. Miracle we could get away. Emperor protect, and more fire. Who void roasted our tail, bombarded everything. Our folks are left without our help. We never got to. Thunderfang, now stop playing games and explain what your business is here, and time to recommend the truth. Happy now? What have you done, idiot? Too late now. The Vox channel is again filled with angry whispers and several voices. The whispers of static are drowned out by a clear and slightly frightened voice. Do you copy? We are from the Fellow of the Void. We did not come here to loot. On different business. To help our own. Out of jail. Do not hurt. Lease. We already had Kronos cleaned. How about striking a deal? Our hold is full of plunder, goods. In that case, you are unaware, Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions in Kronos Expanse. They consider themselves above regular heretics slowly because they sometimes have vox conversations with those whom they are about to board. Were it up to me, I would make them eat a salvo from the macro cannons, shake the scum loose from the deck. They certainly deserve it. The honeyed voice of the High Victoria interrupts her. Translation with a polite cough. I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you. Although the moral aspects of their livelihood do cause some awakening awkward questions, the Fellowship of Void remains a major supplier of goods in the local market. Perhaps you will find deals with them acceptable, especially in a situation where performing a warp jump is impossible. Thunderfang, prepare for commercial exchange. Look, get some. Like heretic Xenos jewelry. Hide unusable. Got some armor I can throw away. I will save it till later. Oh, I got this noble sword, which is a power sword. Give it to you. You can go power swordy. Cloak. Wearer's ranged attacks decrease the target's dodge by 5%. If you a flamer, give you the arm, chest mesh. Let's add the cargo. Last pistols cargo. To be fair, the chest mesh can go to cargo as well. Cargo. The las guns. Less armor pen. Just less on, but more, a slight 1 point more damage. Water pistols can go to car. Go to astronaut station. Permission to report, Lord Captain. Members of the Sacred Cult operating aboard the ship have requested an audience. They wish to present gifts and introduce themselves and the new captain. What Sacred Cult? They call themselves the Bloodspin Web. Cult defends the flagship from both internal and external threats. Lady Theodora held them in high regard and looks favourably upon the activities. I am ready to receive them. I will commence preparations at once, Lord Captain. Those on the deck watch in awe as the final figures move gracefully into a ceremonial pose. Some of the officers whisper in sudden excitement, while others murmur prayers to the God Emperor.
The Undying Emperor commanded us to spin a web of blood around his children, and we obeyed. We obey still. Domin von Valancius, death has whispered your name. We disown Domin Theodora. We renounce our oath to her. And now we give the gift of our blood to you. It is the gift of death. Death has whispered your name. The followers of the tenets of the web swear fealty to their new overlord and offer proof of their devotion. We give you a blade, the silent verdict. The Undying One has chosen you to wield this instrument of death. We give you one of our own, Kibella. She will be your shield and shadow. And we give you the blood of these traitors. The tenets of the web will purify their souls.
You have heard many stories about cults. This is such cults such as this one. These devoted holy assassins of the Imperium have turned death into a form of worship of the Emperor. They are explanatory slavers, invisible executioners, scourge of traitors, heretics, and fallen souls. Many righteous people honor them as Voltarios the faith, or oversee their fearsome rituals as frenzied spectacles pushed by man. I'm gonna look at cultists. The cultists are all voidborn. Their lithe, sinewy bodies are clad in light armor, which allows them to move, acrobat, nimble grace, strike with an assassin's swift subtlety. Their red and black vestments are adorned with sharp spikes and ritual jewelry. Where time and training have worn their garments threadbare, you can make out patterns leading laceration. The captives, prisoners cower beneath the weight of your gaze. Blood drip down tear-stained faces of captured officers, technomats and workers. Word has been carved in each of their foreheads with meticulous precision. Traitor, heretic, apostate, renegade. Cuts have been diligently and regularly reopened to prevent healing.
These renegades committed treachery against their domin. Their lips once praised the name of Kunrad Voigtveer, but it is your name they will whisper as they cross over to the other side.
Interesting. So a Death Guard watches over my crew, and who honors the Emperor through killing, who devotes their every deed to serving him, sacred executioners?
These the Domin has discerned our essence. This is a great honor for the blood-spun web. We have woven the bays of this ship together with the threads of our faith for many years. We keep the greatest relic, his tarot, through which he sends us his blessed revelations. We obey the whispers of the Undying One. This is our service to him. This is our service to you.
My heart is filled with awe as you gaze on cultists. You recognize this feeling, you have experienced it before, when you walk through a scorching flame and survived. The eyes of your grim guests burning bright with sacrificial fever. They serve the God Emperor with wholehearted faith and devotion. With wholehearted faith and devotion. He was leader or his servant?
I am the second spinner of the blood-spun web. The honor of this title is bestowed only upon those who have ushered more souls than... It is shameful to speak of one's own deeds. I'm here to become your shadow, not to make boasts.
What exactly does the cult do?
The tenets of the web teach us to read the threads of the future and understand the hearts of others. When a soul is filled with the poison of corruption, we know its time has come. We bring liberation. 3 strikes, 3 rebukes, 1 blade. This is how we serve the Undying One. This is how we serve you and your flagship. But there are others, the virtuous martyrs who contravene his design without realizing it. Those who have come too close to faltering or committing an apostasy, but have not erred yet. We present such souls to the Undying One.
You kill innocent.
We do not desire their death. We do not seek them out in the darkness. They come to us, and we usher them from this life if his sacred tarot reveals that the Emperor wishes to accept these martyrs.
Ancient tenets of the web. What are they?
Our laws and teachings, our philosophy and way of life, our art of combat and spiritual dogma. The tenets are the blood-spun web itself. Humanity owes its existence to the Undying Emperor's sacrifice. It is he who protects us from a darkness of terrors. Hence, each of us has a duty to serve him, and a duty to die for him. To act otherwise is to waste the life that has been given to us by the Undying One, to become a thief. We help others understand this. We help them to live and die righteously.
Is there any hope in those who stumbled you offer them death?
We follow his design. We claim those marked by his omens. We submit to his will. How could it be otherwise?
You have my blessing. May your blades bring swift death to his enemy.
The blood-spun web will not forget your words, Domin. They are the wisdom of the tenets and the benediction of our duty.
Why have you brought this rabble to the upper deck?
So you may offer the souls of these traitors as a gift to him. You have the authority to order their execution. Their blood will bind us together through him. For the God Emperor, the Undying One, is death itself. The Undying One is duty itself. Give the order, Domin. Let a spinner of the blood-spun web undergo the test of a sacred trial.
Give weapons to traitors. It's time for Kilabeth to prove herself.
A dagger that has not sliced through sinew is nothing more than a toy. Let the final dance begin.
Your Emperor won't save you!
Welcome his embrace. I am your blade and shield. I shall not fail. Death is a blessing. Trust me, killing brings me no pleasure. Death is a blessing. As honor ordains. The shadows killing brings me no pleasure. I will be your end.
You'll make a suitable sacrifice?
I will leave footprints of scarlet. Come, the other side awaits. As the tenants demand. Trust me. As honor ordained, death is a blessing.
That's a bit of a mess. I'll sorry for the person else to clean it up. A cut to the heart, a cut to the throat, a cut to the stomach. These wounds have been inflicted according to his pleasure. The blood of the apostate will wash away the stain of the treachery, so that the souls may prostrate themselves before the undying one's throne, beg his forgiveness. Kerbear wipes the blood from blade on swift movement. I have acted with reverence and shown proof of my loyalty. Will you accept me, Dominic Kinokon? Will you make me your shield and shadow? Your ladyship, the spinners of the blood-spun web were watching, tracking and killing von Valancius' enemies long before the wanton trade passed the Lady Theodora. However, their blade has also been known to cut short the lives of highly upstanding persons. Factorium swallows nervously, casting a fleeting gaze. But I'm certain do not in any way condemn the deeds of the deepest esteemed cult. I am sure they must have had a good read. Stern-looking woman claims her the cultists are a scourge of the seditious. They bring the unrighteous to ruin and force respect the blood-run web. For we share a common goal. Bring his light and his hand, harsh justice to the darkness depths of this ship. Scourge of the seditious or not, folks are afraid of them for a reason. A couple of watches ago, these spinners took a train driver pieces for some kind of ritual. I don't know what old monarch did to earn that privilege, though. Who's going to feed his family now? Henrik takes a drag on his whole stick, exhaling the thick smoke through his clenched teeth. But that's a lower deck problem. What matters is the bloodspinner's web serve you faithfully, Lord Captain. A plump old man in the rich robes of a confessor adds suspiciously, my predecessor once delivered a sermon about how the spinners saved the vessel from the servants of the arch enemy. The bloodspun web paid the price for it in blood. A river of scarlet that flooded the decks from bridge to bilge. It became the blood of the flagship, the pulse of its veins, and beat of its heart. Their greatest sacrifice earned them the favour of House von Valancius. You will be my shadow, Kilibeth. Kilibeth's movements are slow, almost rhythmic, as she moves her ceremonial mask. Dark shadows of her eyes silhouette the deadly pallor of her skin, which is covered in ritual scars. Henceforth I am your shadow, dominating Kinokon from Valancia, instrument of death placed in your hand by the Undying One, for so it was ordained. His high tower forspoke. The young woman bows her head. I am also come bearing an invitation from the vizier of the Bloodspawn Wed. He wishes to know what the door of the Undying One's temple. He wishes you to know that the doors of the Undying One's temple are open to you. Are you suggesting the Lord Captain should go down to the depths of the flagship and search for his temple? With all due respect, the lower decks are servants and crew, not a place befitting her ladyship. Who is this vizier? He's the first among us. The vizier has spun the web of faith for fivefold longer than I have lived. Blood of the flagship's blood, my mentor and teacher. Where is your temple located? I am not permitted to say. If you wish to find the temple, you must walk the path of saints in Trine. The matriarch spinner. Hers was the thread that would become the blood spinner's web. A path began deep in the flagship, dark tunnels of the freight line. That's where yours must begin as well. Journey will bring you closer to the threads of the web, closer to the Undying One, closer to understand death. I will walk the footsteps of the matriarch spider. Your journey will begin in darkness as the deepest tunnels. The Zee awaits you. The cultist retreats into the shadows as Gilbeth sheaves a ceremonial dagger. Your blade awaits direction from a Kinokon. We will speak again when the time is right. Yes. So look, Gilbeth. So what's her stats? She is agility, some toughness. I don't really need toughness. So it's going to be agility and weapon skill, primarily. Nimble, nice. Death call. Using a non-damaging ability. Medicine. Attack agility. Next attack inflicts bleeding. And medicine. Let's check out Ninja. Think. Well, Captain, sorry to disturb you. The vigorous pauses as if listening to something. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gates. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Weston's voice. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance. All I'm doing is driving around and lots of events are happening. Oh, I know this. Every sounds of a bridge and destruction by voices raised in anger. Albert's voice, the loudest of all. This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a highborn brat on Ark. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. The young woman standing before you. Albert strides with all her might, not to quell under the onslaught of furious anger. She falters, but then manages to look him in the eye and say, "I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain." Very well, Lieutenant, you may address the Lord Captain, not least because I see you have already been fit to disturb her. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge, display of bewilderment, beguilance towards a higher-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay. Lord Captain, Lieutenant Aurora Vent requests permission to speak. That falls silent, then adds rashly, on a matter of extreme importance and urgency. You may speak, but I want to hear a report, not a shouting match. Two officers bickering in full view of a bridge, unacceptable. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. I thought that drastic times call for drastic men. Bend claims. This matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strife by any means necessary. But I am convinced that this step is unwarranted and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of the senior officers. Bent is also trembling with tension as she delivers the speech in face extremely pale. Albert in no hurry to interfere. Without a skeptical huff, he glances at the Saulback, who is standing not far from him, but she maintains stationary expression. Lord Captain, I urge you to intervene in the actions of Seneschal Westein and to intervene what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we will have a mutiny or a massacre on our hands. Then reels off the last words as though she knows them by heart. She has clearly been preparing to say them for some time. When she is finished, he casts an anxious glance at Albert Bennu. There is an insurrection in the making above my ship and no one informed me. I will not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention. The lower decks, as it is so happens, are in revolt. 30-something years ago, we even had a revolutionary leader rise up who dared to establish workers' rule across the entire ship. It took a month to restore order. Even 80 years later, we are still battling rumors that the hero and survivors had survived his execution, was on the verge of gathering people to fight against tyranny once more. Albert scoffs. Nothing to say, the rumors were baseless. As for the current situation, we are sufficient enforcers. But on this ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than the salvo from 100 bolters. Sure that the rogue trader addressed the malcontent directly for their unrest. I dread to think of the problem you will disrupt the rogue trader with next. Perhaps you will ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room. I have already given you the means to resolve this problem. You simply need to use them. If I may, your ladyship, sending a hit squad to crush a rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it. Where does Seneschal Westling come in to all of this? I shall explain, but in tones was grimly. I beg you to hurry, time is running out. I will not hurry. Since my competence is under scrutiny, I shall speak for as long as I see fit. There is an established order to the way things are done on the ship. One of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is Seneschal's role to ensure that I have always handled internal problems myself. So, of course, when I receive information about cultists hiding in the lower decks, I took the matter in hand so long as I live. Not one of those vermin who murdered Theodore von Valancius find refuge on this ship. You are far too heavy-handed, Seneschal. Arresting interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors has driven the people to the brink. That say bitterly, but now there's strife on the lower decks. Depot 4, to be precise, 3 worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection. But when I report my concerns, the only response I received was order to dispatch an assault unit to push the strife maximum force. extra arms. Your ship enforcers report to you, and yet you seem hesitant to provide your own perspective. Lord Captain, unlike Lieutenant Vet, I respect the chain of command and realise that it is not within my right to challenge my superiors. Suspect bows her head in this direction. However, a moment later, a serpentine smile appears on her face. That being said, while I entirely share Master Weston's opinion of what fate Depot 4 deserves, I must note that this insubordination is a direct consequence of practices that he himself has introduced. Mr. Sourceback, I see you have decided to follow the Lieutenant's example after all. Such behaviour does you no credit. I see. Evidently, my officers are anything but a shining example of unity and adherence today. I have only myself to blame, I suppose. What is Depot 4? Depot 4 is one of the poorest sectors in the lower decks. It is the home to clans of general labourers. They are not as valuable to the ship as the families who have served its specialised systems for generations. They are especially replaceable resources, and one which now, more besides, given the secure to cultists and minions of the archenemy. Depot 4 is poor and trouble. But at worst that means drunken fights and illegal vodka brewing. We have handled the workers of Depot 4 in the past. We would have done so again if a crackdown on Depot 4 hadn't been so harsh. And another important point to bear in mind, the problem is not limited to this section. This is located on one of the most populated lower decks. Everything that happened there has a knock-on effect on all the other neighbouring sectors. How did it start? The situation could boil over at any minute, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found cultist amulets on a body of someone who'd been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported it up to the chain of command immediately, arranged for a cleansing rite to be formed, and opened an investigation. No heretics have been found alive, but the search has brought tension between enforcers and workers ahead. Anything to say, Albert? I see no need to add anything. I acted within my remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests of your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm or redact on my actions for yourself, I have no objections. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower decks, stop the assault unit and speak directly to the people. You will see that they are not lying or harbouring heretics. That way you will stop the uprising. I've heard enough. I'll go down to the lower decks and deal with this problem personally. Praise the Emperor. Thank you, Lord Captain. Albert grins his teeth slightly. An enterprise bordering on the sulphonic, but please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically insist that I escort you. Lord Captain, I regret that the enforcers were unable to handle the situation, which then led to yours and the Seneschal's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot 4 myself and see if it resolution of this incident. Just wipe them all out. They're annoying. Obviously don't worship the Emperor enough. Albert Lee reflexively wipes the sweat from his brow in a startlingly human gesture and telling one. A rare moment where he allows his age and wariness to show through his armored-like veneer of self-assurance. The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret that we cannot replace all the locals with servitors. I second that. Let's keep moving. We need to get to the bottom of this. Valves.
Always keep your eye on the prize. What a peculiar thing.
I still do not see our purpose in coming here.
Sounds of a heated discussion reverberate through the ship's bays. Lieutenant Varilla, vent of the ship's enforcers, is barring the path of her superior, Master Arm Jocasta Sourceback, who has arrived clad in armor. Judging by the expression and tone, the standoff has dragged on for some time already and is now reaching boiling point. Lieutenant Vent, my patience is wearing thin. They have given you an order. Now get out of my way. I cannot comply with the order, ma'am. Vent looks shaken, but there's fire in her eye. This is my deck and my sector. So long as this area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no action can be taken without my express permission. There are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down. First officer, rogue trader, and the Emperor himself. But not all my lessons have fallen on deaf ears. Albert mutters, Babby approval. He does not clarify whether he means Bent, Sourceback, or the looming over both of them. Your Ladyship, the person knew the 2 officers snapped to attention. Salute. The following suit. I give the assault team permission to open fire. We will crush the seeds and insurrection with full force. Albert frowns and pitches his voice low so that his words do not reach the others. It was worth leaving the bridge for this. You could have issued an order from there. Sourceback gives a signal and the first raise her weapon. Yes, Lord Captain. Lieutenant Vent turns deeply pale, her eyes wide with fear, but her lips are clamped into a firm line. If you want to mow down everyone in the depot, you'll have to start with me. Ben, stop this. It's treason. Sorry, I've let everyone down. It's clear who her words refer to, Albert. Her comrades, striking workers who are now doomed to die. Bend reaches towards her garb and barrel of her weapons armed a crowd.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
You will fall.
I bring mercy and retribution.
Follow my lead.
For now. Look out. Don't touch me.
A tactically sound approach. At your beck and call.
Rejoice in battle! As the Emperor commands, I act.
I can handle this.
Break their morale for the glory of the Imperium.
I'll do what it takes. That's gotta hurt. I can't stand it.
Cover me! Be gone! Will do. Ah!
I'll make it happen.
It will be done.
Quick, quick!
Follow my lead. Onward!
Stay vigilant. Follow my lead.
One of those poison grenades.
This way! Ah! Emperor, protect me!
Weapon at the ready.
Death comes in silence. Let the blood of the wicked be shed as thou hast willed.
My faith strengthens me.
Pain and duty go hand in hand. Victory is imminent.
I'll do it. For you, my Emperor!
Emperor, protect me!
Problem solved.
Fortune smiles on us, an ill omen.
I always keep my options open.
The Vizier. Would he be proud? Am I?
Let us not dawdle. I always have a backup plan. Keep your wits about you.
Just as he ordained.
running backwards. Have a look.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Oh, I don't want to leave. Stopping unexpectedly, Albert permanently dismissive unit stand at the distance, addresses your other companion saying, I have an urgent matter to discuss, Lord Captain. Please give me a moment. Albert looks at you. And his last vestiges of restraint vanish. Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You made a harsh but necessary decision, but before that, you danced to the tune of Panic Junior Officer. You put your life at unnecessary risk in the midst of a potential uprising. Your actions triggered everything that followed. If you hadn't given Lieutenant Vent false hope, then snatched it away again, she wouldn't have snapped. You have no business going anywhere near Dex. Is that how you see your future at the helm of von Valancius, the Protectorate? Let's talk about your role in this incident. In this stead, you allowed this revolt to happen. Your actions practically guaranteed it would. I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to. Actually, remember, Lord Captain Theodore, do you think she ever set one slippered foot below deck? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and junior officers, while she delegated herself to the grand design of the Protectorate. He, as any true strategist, rogue trader. Bloody wife. Maybe if Theodora spent more time trifling matters, she wouldn't have wound up dead. There's new Lord Captain aboard the ship, and I will not repeat her mistakes. Albert looks at you, stunned and exhausted, and exhales loudly. Then he nods curtly. I commend your decisiveness, but I am uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the crisis. And Albert stands straight to it at attention. I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself. Albert speaks slowly, the words not coming easy to him. The prosperity of a von Valancius Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for a chance to see it flourish. I was the most momentous decision of my life. Did it because I saw the Lord Captain Theodora's deeds, saw true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes. and capture worlds. They create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. Come from a long line of officers, I embarked upon this incredible, reckless adventure. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on a flagship for long periods, distant frontiers, on scouting voyages, advancements of the entire protectorate rested on my shoulders. Then suddenly everything had been built over years and years, like rattling flimsy hangar on a symmetrical active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue trader was killed. Who knows what is happening on the planet? I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come with a grievous blow to me. I am not panicked or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you. Find your footing as quickly as possible. To do that, I must insulate you from problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested protocol set out ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed excessive or a requirement. I understand you need to learn how to respect me as your world captain, rogue trader. Accept it and start living in the new world. The world where Theodora is gone, you and I have new decisions to make. Robert slowly inclines his head. Yes, Lord Captain. After a moment's silence, he looking at you. The resolve is admirable and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment should my old habits ever begin to creep back in. Now, please let us leave the lower decks. The rogue trader desires to stretch her legs. There are far more suitable places.
I always keep my options open.
Any more valves to turn? More valves? Or whatever the valves are hinting at, I did not find it.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I turn over
Let
valves,
us not
nothing happened.
dawdle.
Those obviously something I missed. Big on the map. The door's gonna open.
Is there money to be made?
But I can't find it. I don't know what sort of hidden puzzle it was, but I failed. Time to leave. Gained a level. Right. Fellowships. Go for elf authority. Basically, no. Increase involved by 3. Then demons. Okay. All right. What's toughness? Right. Any more? I'll take dominance. And awareness. To its sister. Next, so next. Do perception. Big heavy weapon for efficiency. She wants oh, I want weapons. And Medica is now determined for weapon skill instead. The more weapon skill I have, the higher my medicine. When I get assassin, medicine can then be full. Right, that's where I'm going to leave it off. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. So long, everybody.